Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the LG PK5 portable speaker. This is a portable speaker that's promising us great sound using the Meridian technology EQ system, as well as up to 18 hours worth of playback and aptX HD with IPX5 weather and water splash resistance. So what we're getting there essentially is almost a really good outdoor speaker that should sound great and playback for a really long amount of time. This is TK. Let's go ahead and check it out. Looking over the box is pretty simple. LG portable speaker, PK5 with Meridian technology. And what that generally means is that the Meridian technology provides us 4 different EQs for a really good audio setup. High fidelity streaming with aptX HD as well as AAC. Dual passive radiators, of course, for really deep bass and rich sound. Extreme battery life of up to 18 hours, as well as weather and splash proof using the IPX certified outdoor usage, which means you should be able to keep it outdoors. It shouldn't be having any issues if it rains on it a little bit or even a splash of water gets on it. So here is the content of the box. The speaker itself with the 2 40-watt speakers that we have in the front, and of course the 2 passive radiators, one on each side. We have top mounting controls, a microphone, and an LED for the battery. There's a warranty card, an instruction manual, as well as a USB-C to USB-A connection cable to be able to charge up the actual unit. The really cool thing is we're no longer using micro USB in 2018 for speakers. As far as the construction, it's actually really good. It feels like it's inside of obviously a cage, as you can see, and it's isolated. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, this is an IPX based kind of speaker, which means as long as everything is sealed correctly and you make sure that this port is closed correctly, this should be able to withstand a jet of water straight at it or even rain. So if you're outdoors listening to music and some water gets on it, nothing else, just wipe it off and move on. Just make sure obviously that whenever you're not charging it, that this thing is very nicely flushed, and it does actually have a nice little gasket. You can see the ring around it here, and of course when you're done, make sure it's flush. Top mounting controls are pretty simple. Power, Bluetooth connectivity, as well as the ability to volume up and volume down, play and pause, and the microphone, which is really cool, as well as the light option here, because you can also initiate your assistant, let's say the Google Assistant, using the speaker when connected to your phone. Clear voice and basically enhanced bass. Those are going to be the 2 different options that we're going to be using to configure the Meridian technology. So there's basically 4 presets, both on, both off. Those are 2. Third option would be obviously the clear vocal, and then obviously the last one would be the enhanced bass. So you can configure the audio between one of these options to get the best playback options there. And here you are, the colors. You can see they're basically just in a pulsating mode right now. There is a companion app, and I'll share that with you guys. The actual cage pretty much has 2 feet at the bottom to hold it. There's a barcode here, and in the back is the actual control option to be able to use it as obviously standard Bluetooth speaker. You can connect a port into it to wire it. This is basically the DC in, a 5-volt charger, a reset option if you need it. If you have an additional PK5, you can actually use it in tandem, and this is really one of the best benefits that you have here. You're actually able to use it as a stereo option, so you can have 2 or 3, connect them to each other, and play the audio, and it will play on all 3 systems for you. Unfortunately, I only have 1, so I'm only able to put 1 back for you. But let's go ahead and see how the companion app looks like for it. To find out the application itself, in the instruction manual, there's a controller application for Android you can download. So as you can see, we are connected via Bluetooth. We have the ability of going in here, turn on the clear voice or the enhanced. They're on by now. I can turn them off. You can see the LEDs turning on and off here. So those are the visual options that you can, and then we'll go back here. We can also configure the lighting. We have the slow, moderate, or fast breathing effect, which is what we're having right now. And I can turn it off and then it'll stop doing the effect. But it also does sync up with your music. So depending on the music that you're playing, it'll basically work really nice. You can have the different color options and you can configure them. You can go into water option. So those are just more of an aquatic kind of thing. Forest, more of a greenish tone. My style, which is what I can configure, or I can turn them off. There's of course party mode, which kind of just goes illumination of all different things. Last but not least, of course, we have the Bluetooth connectivity. As I'm using it as Bluetooth, I'm not using it as an external connection. So you just keep that in mind. This also supports built-in audio, so any audio that you have built into your actual system. So of course, for audio playback, what we're going to do here is just going to play clear vocals. I'm going to turn that on, as well as the enhanced bass. Again. So that's the maximum volume that we have on the speaker, and I can still control volume on my phone. So they're independent from each other. You can hear the difference in the audio when I turn on the clear vocals over when it's off. It actually makes it just more pronounced, and you can actually hear it better as opposed to basically having it drowned out by the bass, since we have both EQs turned on. So we heard it, how the audio sounds, and I think it actually sounds pretty good. I've seen some comments say basically it's not too bassy, it's not loud enough. I think for what it offers with the ceiling that it has with the IPX5, it works really nice. So let's go ahead and turn on the assistant. What's the weather like today?
In Santa Clarita today, it'll be cloudy with a forecasted high of 62 and a low of 42.
So as you heard, the audio sounds really good. We have AptX HD support here with the Mate 20 Pro. The best configuration, of course, is to be able to tune this depending on the music you're listening to. If you're listening to music that has vocals and really good bass, you may want to turn both of these on. If you're listening to music that has really good bass but not as much vocals, turn off one of them. And that's where you get the 4 different EQs. Either both of them on, both of them off, or either one of these guys on. It gives you the ability of having up to 4 configurations. The ability to turning on and turning off the actual lights, as well as using the Google Assistant, makes this very functional outdoors. You just put your phone away, you can initiate the Assistant and play back any music library that you have, control the volume, Bluetooth, power on, as well as start and stop for the music. I've used it as a speakerphone and it sounds amazing, as well as the actual person on the other side did not have any problems. They didn't even know I was talking to them on a speakerphone. For under 60 bucks, I think this speaker is a great deal. The visual EQ, the ability to turn it off and customizing it using the app, as well as having an IPX5 and AptX HD. I think it's a great combo and should offer you a really good experience using this speaker, indoors or outdoors. And again, it has the ability of taking a straight water jet on it as long as all the ports are closed without having any damage to it. Just let it dry and keep using it. I want to say thank you very much to LG for allowing me to check out the PK5. There'll be more information for you guys in the link in the description below if you'd like to be able to check it out and see what's the availability for you guys. Other than that, thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next video.